I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I'll never back down. Thought I was 6 feet under.
Why'd you even put the earbud in, dude?
Because I'm balanced. I need to be balanced.
You gotta
That's what we do here is we're
fair and balanced.
Fair and balanced. Because we're not Fox News.
That's right. That's very true. Who's not
Fox
fair?
News.
They're not fair and balanced. So.
So I'm just going to jump into this. So there was a very active weekend.
Yeah, you had
on
an active
Facebook on our show page.
Yeah, you had a very active Facebook weekend.
I did. Well, yeah,
See, because
you're not on.
I'm not on the Facebooks. I don't care about Facebook. I don't want to deal with Facebook.
I don't either.
I deal with Twitter because I want to talk to you guys. But other than that, I don't want to deal with social media like that.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. But I still like to find memes and throw stuff up there and whatever.
And apparently you found a few.
Apparently I pissed somebody off.
You really did.
Well, so we're going to display, if you're watching.
On the vidges.
On the vidges. If you were watching, you can see displayed right there is the post that I put up there for those of you that are watching and playing or listening.
Yeah.
Playing the home game.
Right.
As I will realize I should do this. I have over there, the picture is of a dump truck.
Uh-huh.
Well, not a dump truck, but a hauler truck.
A hauler, yeah.
And there's a backhoe dumping coal into the back of said truck.
Yes.
The meme says, another load of electrical car fuel headed to the power plant. And I added on the top of it, good thing we're not hurting the environment or anything anymore. Rolly eye emoji, facepalm emoji.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
No, but in all fairness, I would like someone to tell me what's wrong with that statement. Because that's where we're getting electricity from still primarily.
It is. It is.
Nobody wants to touch the whole nuclear thing.
Nuclear.
So usually when I throw stuff up there, I get like a couple people here and there. The interaction is not near what it used to be when, Facebook didn't, screw us over.
Right.
But usually it gets a thing here, a thing there, and whatever. So I get a picture of this gentleman. Just
by the way, he's marked out.
Yeah,
his
I've marked
name
him out for
purposes.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not trying to be, have anybody chase nobody down. It's not right. So, he, one other gentleman had made a comment and agreed with what, the post.
Right. Okay.
And this other gentleman, as you can see on the screen, and everything else about him is right off. The guy who spoke to right off. He just blatantly said
false,
and then proceeded to put up a couple of articles. Okay, one of them from Forbes. Saying that even coal-fired electric plants, most of them are gas. That are used to power electric vehicle generates less CO2 than ICE vehicles. Okay, and it's from Forbes, and it goes on this whole list.
Okay, right.
First off, gas is still a fossil fuel
as it sits.
Right. Yeah. So it's still
natural gas is something that we get as a byproduct of drilling,
right? Or
for oil, or for digging,
or when we have Taco Bell. That one of those two. Usually.
That's also true. That's very true. Or me on last Thursday.
God bless you. You couldn't keep food in, and
it was not. It was just going straight through.
It
was just going straight through.
And I'm on the verge of being classified as legally deaf.
Anyway, yeah, it was literally liquid.
Then he throws another one out. This one is a blog.
A blog
from the EDF.
Oh, an EDF blog.
Yeah. Do you know what the EDF is?
Yes.
What is the EDF?
Of course, I know exactly.
You do?
Of course.
I mean, am I talking down to you?
Yes.
Is that what
Why are you even asking me?
You know what the EDF is? Anybody at home getting the EDF? For those of you that don't know, is the Environmental Defense Fund.
Right. So people that get paid to push this trash.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so it's a blog post from the people that get paid to push this information.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
So,
And what does it say?
It basically says something to the effect of that electric vehicles are better, but understatements on how much. So basically, they're trying to say that, hey, electric vehicles are actually amazing, but the problem is we're not saying just exactly how amazing it is.
They're so amazing, we cannot describe how amazing
We're
they
undershooting
are.
it is actually
Right.
how good it is.
It's so good.
It's so good. You
It's
make slap your mama.
So good, so good, so good.
So this gentleman, the one who said false previously,
Right.
proceeds to get into this altercation with the other guy.
Sure, yeah.
There's these two going back and forth.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where like they weren't even, it was, my grandparents were, military and all of
Whatever.
And then, well, mine founded the country. Like, dear God, like really, it got embarrassing.
Okay, let's just whip them out and measure, guys.
At this point, yes.
There's no reason.
And I was ignoring the whole thing. I'm like, y'all want to fight it out like children and do it, whatever. I don't care.
Sure.
And then the one guy, the one gentleman, not the false man. We'll call him false man.
The false man.
False man did not say, the guy he was arguing with, he stated that he was in the military or that he was a veteran. And so all I put at the end of his thing was, thank you for your service. And that was it. And the moment that false guy realized that I was responding
To military.
yes, turns around and asks me, hold on.
Is it this one or is it the other one?
Nope, I dropped the ball. I
Okay.
forgot to send you something. And that's my fault. I just realized I completely forgot to do it.
Okay, so you.
But I can do it. Give me 2 seconds and I'll have it.
Okay.
See, so the thing is as after he realizes that I had sent all that,
Right. Okay.
let's see. Here we go. He, there we go. That was the one I meant to say for you too.
Okay. So just
Oh no.
Come on.
No, wait. No.
come on.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Anyway, so once he realizes that I'm responded, he comments directly at the show, and he goes, "Given that I have added important evidence
Yeah.
to your original post, are you going to restate or add a disclaimer?" I simply replied to him, "Nope,"
No.
and left it.
Why would I?
Right.
Why would you?
After watching this display between these two guys, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to justify myself to you.
There's no reason.
There is no reason.
False man.
Yeah, even if I presented unrefutable evidence,
He would never agree.
he would
to it.
never go with it.
No. And that's probably that's the biggest problem here. He has his articles and his points.
Right.
And he's going to use those articles and those points always. He probably has
Right.
them saved.
Right. Because
And in like a bookmark, he has them bookmarked so he could go, boop,
Right.
boop, here you go.
Right, because it just like most other people in social media, they
Or-
don't want to fix a problem. They don't want to understand things. They're so
Or
ingrained
he
in their
just did a
team.
Google search.
Well, and that might have been it too. But they're so ingrained on teams, and this is both sides, by the way, because the other guy was doing it too. If I
Yeah.
just telling you, you go to our Facebook page, you can look at the exchange.
It's hilarious. It's terrible.
It got pathetic after a while, honestly, on both sides.
Very sad.
It really got pathetic.
Yeah.
But I just said nope.
Nope.
And just left it at that. And his response to that was, LOL figures doesn't line up with your false narrative. And I ignored it. I'm like, I do whatever, dude. Like, there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to convince you, that's suddenly going to make you go, aha, I've been wrong this entire time.
Right.
So let it go.
Yeah.
That was on Friday.
Okay.
I think it was Friday.
It was something like that.
No, later, it was on Saturday. Later
yeah.
Saturday night,
Yeah.
we get this little gem directly messaged to us.
Like directly message to the show page.
And all it says is he called us chicken asses.
I mean,
That's it. That's all.
You could say it.
No, I'm not going to. No, because we're trying to be better.
Chicken poo.
Chicken poo, but not poo. The
Chicken
derogatory-
feces.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all he left it as. So the next morning,
You see it.
I'm like, okay. And so I respond. Now, name calling will get you nowhere. And I spelled nowhere
On purpose.
K-N-O-W
Right.
as kind of a, a double entendre, play on words
there.
Because it's not just you're not going to get anywhere, period. You're not going to learn anything, you
Right.
moron.
Dummy.
That's where I left it.
Right.
So later that day, he responds.
See, that was at 10. Then at 19.
Yeah, so at 7 o'clock, 7:30, 10:45, we're heading to church. This is what I get. 7:30, I come back from dumping my boys off at their mom's, and I get this. He's like, so will denying actual evidence that contradicts your post, period.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's not a complete
That's an
sentence.
incomplete sentence.
Sorry. You diminish, and this is a space. There's just like spacing.
Yeah, they can. Anybody.
Capital, starting new sentence. You diminish your credibility by do that.
Okay. Also, incorrect grammar.
I mean, we'll just chuck it up to simple spelling.
I'm gonna chuck it up to you typing too fast.
Typing too fast, autocorrect.
Sure.
It happens all the time.
Yes.
Okay.
I will chalk it up. But if you're trying to look intelligent,
You're not doing so hot.
not great.
Finally, the last paragraph, section, whatever.
Sentence.
Why do I suspect that matters not at all to you, given the propaganda you post? Again, not exactly a proper spelling and a
Whatever,
full,
yeah,
complete, clear sentence.
Not-
but again,
it's close.
What I truly think happened is this guy was still heated with the argument from the other guy. And the fact that I am not responding to him the way he wants
Right.
is just blowing his mind.
He's like, you didn't respond
Right.
to me?
He's livid. I could be wrong. It could just be simple typing errors. I do it all the time.
15 other articles I can throw your way and you're not responding to me?
It might be that. It might also just be, people type and they mess up. It happens. I
Yeah.
do it all the time.
Sure.
Okay? I then respond. No context of anything. Just start. Number 1. What you stated isn't actual evidence, as the articles you posted and mentioned are all written by the people who are in line with that sort of narrative. It's like a criminal doing its own investigation on its own crime.
We've talked about this before.
A million times. Again, EDF. Need I say more?
Right.
Number 2. No matter what evidence I produce, you and everyone else who disagrees with me will not accept it and call it disinformation, Fox News propaganda, etc. Which leads to number 3. Why are you worried about my credibility? I have my opinion based off the facts and actions presented to me as you do. That is the joy of America and free thinking. And I left it there. I was done. I was finished. I had said what I needed to say.
Right.
Whatever.
Kaboom. And honestly, the last question is really where it all boils down to, right?
Right. Because, I mean, I don't understand why it was so difficult to just, why? You moron, why? I don't.
Right.
I don't get it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, I lied. I did follow up. I didn't put all of that on there. I did also say that if he wanted to know my full answer, he could listen to the show tonight.
Okay, cool.
I did
cool.
offer
so
that.
We'll get
Told him where to go,
Okay,
blah, blah,
great.
blah.
Yeah, good.
I threw all that on.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. So all this is going to lead up to your full answer.
Well, we're doing the answer now.
Okay, good.
Like now.
Okay,
This is what we're doing.
All right.
6:53 a.m. this morning.
He really likes to do odd hours.
God, I don't know if he takes time to think about it or what. I don't know.
Maybe.
God bless him. Maybe he took time to think
Maybe
about
he
it
was
before he
sleeping.
spoke. And maybe. And maybe he took time to think about what he needed to type before he typed it.
Sure,
Which a lot of people don't do. So
That's
I'm
very
good with
true.
that.
I'm okay with that.
But
Take time to realize.
he named himself again.
Mm-hmm.
False.
Name him.
False.
Self-name. That's self-naming. That's
Period.
right. False.
I rebutted
Rebutted.
the gentleman's original comment with fact. It doesn't line up with your false narrative because you are a propagandist making money off of your flock.
Are we making money?
Not really. And I didn't realize we had a flock. I thought you had to have more than like 4 people to have a flock.
I thought, yeah.
Or we're at 7, but still.
Yeah, but that's not really.
That's not a flock, is
That's
it?
nothing.
I don't know.
It's like, do you think? Well, I guess he's going off the Facebook likes.
Maybe. I don't know, which I promise you, if half of those people were listening on a regular basis,
We'd be much better off.
we would be way better off than where we're at right now. Continuing on with his diatribe, you're right about one thing. I could care less about your credibility.
Wait, hold on. You could care less?
I was waiting to see how long you would catch that.
So you do care.
He does care.
You do care about the credibility.
He does.
It's not even you, and you care about his credibility.
Right. He could care less.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
God bless him. At least somebody out there cares.
That's right.
You're right about one.
I hate word crimes.
I know. It drives me nuts. I could care less about your credibility.
It's a good song, though.
You're already a lost cause. Oh. Wow.
Well, I mean, the only person that hasn't called you that is your mom, so.
Well, when I was younger. But it was a long time ago, and I did deserve it, just so we're crystal clear.
Oh, wait, no. I haven't called you that yet.
You haven't.
No.
You want to go ahead and get it out of the way?
No.
You're
I'm going to save it for later.
You're going to save that one?
Saving that for a few years down the line.
That bad boy away.
Tuck that away right there.
Finally, what do I care about? What I do care about is all the people you are infecting with the virus of falsehoods. They deserve better than you.
Okay, so you're standing on a high horse of moral ground.
Some kind of weird moral superiority that
you have.
I don't
shifting
understand.
Sand of moral superiority. Got it.
And God bless you. Well, don't go nowhere. No. Don't get rid of it.
What do you mean? Okay.
Because there's a little at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Of that is a very important thing. I just simply responded with a thumbs up.
And it was an hour later.
Not quite, about an hour later. Because I had stuff to do. I was getting up. I was getting ready for work. We were getting dressed and, deodorant, walking dog.
But I noticed something on your thumbs up.
You do?
Yeah.
That's kind of why I wanted to mention it.
There's a little, there's an action symbol that
it is
exclamation point.
Yeah, it's a red dot with an exclamation point inside of it. You know what that means?
That means he didn't get it.
That I got blocked. After all of this stuff, he blocks the conversation that he started with me.
Because he couldn't win.
Well, because I wasn't giving him anything to win on.
Exactly. He couldn't win.
Because here's the deal, and I'm going to clear this up real fast for everybody. The reason why people like myself, most people on the right, all of us sit here and talk straight dog junk about this whole electric vehicle crap as they use coal power plants and everything to run things is because you don't sit here and raise ever holy hell about, we're using fossil fuels and this, that, and the other. While using fossil fuels to power something. Do you get what I'm like?
Yep. No.
If you're so adamant about getting rid of it, you get rid of the whole thing,
right?
And they won't do that,
right?
Because we all know that the cleanest, safest, most renewable power source is nuclear.
Yes.
Period. And nobody will do it. Yeah. They won't allow it.
Right. Because it's safer, it's easier, it's faster, it's easily built,
and it's infinitely times better and reliable.
And you don't have a market for it.
Right.
You have no marketable end because it's easy. It fixes the problem. Yeah. And just like giant medical facilities and people that try to sell drugs, you don't fix the problem. You medicate the symptoms.
Yeah. This again. It's okay for them to use electricity that is powered by coal power plants, just like they're okay with we can't drill in America, we can't have any of these refineries and stuff here, but we have absolutely no problem with it getting it from OPEC. Let them destroy their land, let them tear up the environment over there, let them do that stuff over there.
Even China.
Right, even China. It's removed from us. It doesn't count. We may be benefiting from that stuff, but we're not doing the work. Therefore, our hands are clean. And that's the same thing. It's some kind of a weird, I don't know, intellectual dissonance or something that just, you can't, you're driving an electric car going, I'm saving the planet, knowing full well that the power used to charge your vehicle
is coal.
Or
natural gas.
Which is still a fossil fuel.
Right.
I have no problems with electric vehicles. I think that would be a great thing. However, I don't see the way it working like they really want to. Because here's the deal. Yes, let's say everyone living in a city drives around in an electric vehicle. That's ideal. That makes sense. That's smart. You know what doesn't work? An electric tractor. How do you plan on plowing fields with an electric tractor?
Well, you have to do it. It has to be solar Solar charging.
It doesn't matter. There is no way that a tractor can put out enough power if it's all electric. There is no way.
Boogie, woogie, oogie.
Right. And that's the problem with this whole thing, with everything that everyone's bitching about on one side of the aisle or another. You're talking about people who live in rural areas, people who live in the city areas. The things may work in one section, don't work for another. And to sit and try and force these people, what are you going to do when you've completely, quote unquote, gotten rid of all fossil fuels? Where's your corn coming from? Where is your anything from a farm going to come from? It sure as hell isn't going to come from the United States.
Nope.
Which is just going to be one more price hike.
Yeah. So I have a good analogy, and I was thinking about it when you were going through the back and forth of everything. Okay.
Sure.
It is intellectual money laundering.
Huh.
It's intellectual money laundering.
That makes sense.
That's exactly what this is.
I like that.
You are cleaning your mind of the fact that you're still using the same crap. You're just getting it from somewhere else so you don't have to see the problem.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Right. It's intellectual money laundering. It's political money laundering. There's no money involved other than buying the stuff, but
It helps you sleep at night.
it helps you feel better.
Right.
Because you, as an individual, feel higher, more moral, supported, higher ground. I am better than everybody else around me because I drive a Prius.
See, the thing about it is they're all worried about this whole climate change
Or
crap.
an EV.
I know it sounds cool to say EV. People are worried about this whole climate change crap. Like the climate has changed. And I'm not even going to go the whole joke of its weather changed like 100 times
We talked
just
about
today.
that a long time ago.
We're not even doing that. We're talking literally. There was the Ice Age.
Right.
Okay?
An actual ice age.
There was times where it's fluctuated. Regardless of whether you believe in creation or evolution, it has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Over the many years that the Earth has been in existence. Okay?
Small step forward, the ice age was a lot closer to now than what we think it was.
Right. But that's kind of where I'm getting at. They didn't have the same they didn't have any fossil fuels.
Uh-huh.
They burnt wood. That was it. That was it. That was their oil. Okay, and animal fat. That's it. They didn't have SUVs or however you get it.
SUVs.
Yeah, they didn't have any of that. They didn't have pollution. They didn't have power plants. They didn't have any of that stuff. And yet, the Ice Age still happened.
Right.
They couldn't do jack diddly about it.
Now, what historians, scientists say, because they don't have any other evidence, is that, it was either a meteor or like every volcano erupted on Earth at once, creating a huge smog cloud, which blocked out the sun, and then everything froze over. That's the best they can come up with.
Yeah, but still.
But still, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You couldn't stop it.
Right.
Man cannot stop it.
It's going to change. This is the point of the year. So everything has an expiration date.
Right. Now,
everything does.
I want to preface this. That doesn't mean that we should not be good stewards with what we have. We
Sure.
absolutely should.
Right. But understand the expiration date for our current planet
Yeah.
is millions of years beyond where we are now. Millions of years. Every time we have a crisis like this, it's 10 years from now this, 10 years from now that, 10 years from now this, 10 years. It never happens.
And that's not going to say it won't happen.
But it never happens 10 years from now.
Do you know what might likely be a cause of climate change that nobody wants to talk about, that I've never heard anybody say?
What's that?
You know, they say the Earth is slowing down.
Slowly, piece by piece. Yeah, it's minuscule. We would never notice it.
Right.
Yeah.
We would never notice it.
Right.
But you know what that means? If it slows down, even if we can't tell it, that means we get prolonged times around the sun. It takes
Slightly.
longer to get around the sun.
Right.
We expose more to the sun or less exposure to the sun.
Yep, for the winter times.
The temperatures are going to be extreme in that way.
Yes.
No one's mentioned that. That's not a possibility. No.
No,
It's your SUV.
whatever.
once said, but a constitution of government once changed from freedom can never be restored. Liberty once lost is lost forever. Nearly 250 years after Adams famously wrote those words to his wife, have you been left wondering if liberty is indeed lost forever? Many people are feeling that way, and who can blame them when they hear things like,
History is truly at a turning point. We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected.
with talk like that, maybe liberty is dead.
And now's the time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there.
Or is it? From the people behind the #1 critical thinking podcast in the world comes Reviving Liberty, a podcast experience unlike anything you've heard before. Join your host, Andrew Coppins, on a path towards rediscovering what liberty is and how we can apply it in today's age of darkness and tyranny. Get ready for a liberty mindset in your life. Andrew will be with you soon, taking the first steps on the path toward reviving liberty with you. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform and engage with the show by visiting revivingliberty.com and follow Andrew on social media at The Coppin Show.
This is Defenders Live.
James over on Twitter. The Aquanet of the 80s saved us from the Ice Age of the 70s.
Darn right it did.
It did. See,
it really did.
It's called looking ahead.
That's right.
Always looking ahead.
Always looking ahead. But so random thing.
Random
thing.
Sure.
Talking about space and everything like that. Did you know technically like Arctic means the land of bears?
Yep. Yeah, I saw that video too.
That's so good.
I saw that video too.
Arctic means the land of bears. So Antarctica
is not the land of bears.
Is the not land of bears. It doesn't mean there aren't bears there though.
It just means that it's not the land of bears.
Because technically they're using the star sign.
The Ursa Major, Ursa Minor.
Yeah. Because they're planted in the north above the North Pole. So they're using that as this is the land of bears. So the Arctic.
You got really tickled by that video.
I really did. It's really funny to me.
I mean, I watched the whole thing, but I was like, I was like, oh, that's cute.
No, it's funny to me. It's hilarious. And bear just means brown animal.
Yeah. So, not land of brown animal.
So you got brown animal. Not land of brown animal.
Not land of brown animal.
Because there was a time when people were very superstitious and they thought naming something would call it into existence around you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so they wouldn't call a bear a bear.
Yeah, they called it.
They wouldn't call it the actual name, and so they instead changed the thing to brown animal.
Yeah,
because that was the name that they gave it because they didn't want to actually call the name. It's like saying the name Macbeth when you're doing the play. You can't call it the Macbeth. You have to call it the Scottish play. You can't, or else somebody will actually break a leg or something weird.
Yeah,
it's cursed.
Gotta love them old superstitions. Makes you giggle, don't it?
It's funny.
Is he got it fixed yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, good Lord.
He said something about, okay, kill it. Okay, so, okay, killed. All right. So technically we're not on tonight for the broadcasting on,
which is probably why the interaction
on the Big Talker Network. Cause, well,
hiccups and things.
They have hiccups on their side.
stuff and things.
Things and stuff.
Things and stuff.
Right.
But that's okay because
I need this for the next
we have a
story.
future. We have stuff coming. That's the good stuff. Now, just so we're crystal clear.
That's so much better.
Yeah, it is actually.
So much better.
But what was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I was talking about things and stuff and
things.
planned, but we'll go into those later.
Yeah, I mean, we've already told
Good stuff.
We've already told the defenders out there. So
Yep.
if you guys want to know, you'll have to find out soon.
I'm so excited.
Anyway,
Just can't hide it.
so you brought this to me.
I did.
I didn't read it.
You don't want to read it.
Okay.
I will read it for you.
Thank you so much.
I don't know who draws it over Twitter. Beetlejuice, and then Beetlejuice. Except the last Beetlejuice
Is Beetlejuice.
No, it's Beetlejuice from space.
Right.
From
Yeah.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
That's great.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Juice. So there you go. With the summer travel season in full swing, the COVID-19 pandemic may seem like a thing of the past.
Oh, it may.
Wouldn't it be nice if that were a thing of the past?
Yes, it is. It actually,
I've been living
absolutely a thing of the past.
I've been living my life like it's a thing in the past.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys.
Just saying.
It's done.
But if you don't stay up to date on your vaccines and boosters, the consequences could be dire. According to the president, his chief medical advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci.
The science.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Quote.
always according to the science.
Quote. I know. The science that doesn't exist to him. Quote. If they don't get vaccinated or they don't get boosted, they're going to get into trouble. Dr. Fauci told KNX News 97.1, a Los Angeles radio station.
All right.
Playing the hits and Top Dog and the
Whatever.
stuff and
I don't
things.
know what they're playing over there. It's probably a talk station.
It's
It could be anything.
the best hits in 90s and today. He points out that the vaccine and booster rates in America are, quote, quite discouraging.
Oh, are they?
They are quite discouraging. Isn't that sad? Doesn't that make you just
make me so sad.
sad?
So very sad.
So very sad.
Discouraging.
I'm so sad.
It's telling
According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, 228 million Americans, or 70% of the U.S. population, were not up to date with COVID vaccines as of July 2022.
No, don't say it ain't so, Jimmy.
No, it's so, Jimmy. Staying quote unquote up to date on vaccines means having received the primary series and at least one booster dose.
Wait, that's up to date?
Uh-huh.
I thought being up to date was like 5 shots.
Normal human beings would say that. A normal, logical human being or doctor might say that. But we're not talking about that right now. Right now, the most dominant strain of COVID in the United States is Omicron's BA.5 subvariant.
It's badass.
We're at 0.5 now?
BA.5.
This is how bad it is, folks. It is skipped.
Yep.
Like what, 3?
Yeah.
At least 3? Because I remember it made it to 1 or 2, subvariant 2. And then it changed.
It made 2 subvariants, and by that time, we forgot to think about it.
Right, because nobody gives a flying fig because
About
there's
subvariant.
nothing wrong.
Yeah. I probably have a subvariant.
Whatever. We all have a subvariant.
Right.
Any Zahoosin.
Technically, we're all subvariants.
Right. That's very true. That's very true. And the joy of it is that Moderna can help the country fight it. Early this week, the company CEO, Stefan Bancel.
I agree with how you spell. How'd you pronounce that?
I know. Had the accent mark and everything. Told Yahoo Finance that they were, quote unquote, working really hard. That's what she said. To get a variant-specific booster ready this fall.
Okay.
Now, how are you going to have a booster variant ready this fall for something that
It's constantly changing.
constantly change and,
Oh, wait.
and it's changing actually so fast you can't actually get the original cells, the dead cells of everything in the first place.
So it sounds to me like we talked about when it first came out. It sounds to me that they're trying to push it into the realm of the flu shot,
Sounds like it to me too.
but they're trying to make it a mandatory.
Right.
Flu shots are not mandatory
Right.
unless you're in the medical field, and that makes perfect sense to me
I agree.
because it's flu.
Yeah.
And if you're a surgeon or a nurse, you don't. If you're dealing with a lot of people that are already sick,
yeah, flu is not what you want to be passing off to people.
right? And you don't want to try it. You don't want to catch it accidentally.
Well, not just that. You also don't want to pass it off because flu, to mine, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a doctor, flu very easily leads into pneumonia.
It can, yes.
And in the hospital, that's a bad place because a lot of people are susceptible to pneumonia, period.
yeah, immunodeficiencies,
Right.
et cetera. So
Right.
you're going to have problems.
Right. Quote, we're already making a BA.4/5 vaccine as we speak, he said.
Compound.
It is, because that always works out well too.
Yep.
Quote, we'll give more data as we get closer to it, but we know how important it is and know that every day matters, end quote.
Nothing really matters.
I thought it was as if nothing really matters. Anyway, in Q2, Moderna generated $4.7 billion in total revenue,
Billion, you say?
up to $4.4 billion earned, up from $4.4 billion earned a year ago.
Really?
So they've gained $0.3 billion.
Huh.
That's pretty good, right?
All right, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
I think so.
Uh-huh.
The management attributed the top line increase to higher product sales of the company's COVID-19 vaccine.
Ooh.
Duh.
Right.
But Moderna shares are not immune to the market sell-off this year. They have fallen about 20% in 2022. Piper Sandler, an analyst at Edward Tenloff, has an quote-unquote overweight rating on Moderna and the price, the target of $214, roughly 14% above the stock as it sits today.
Yes.
BioNTech is another big name, the COVID vaccine business. There's a lot of big names out there in the COVIDs, isn't it? I mean, just saying.
There are.
According to Statista, more than 355,396,322 doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine has been administered in the United States as of July 20. More than vaccines made by any other manufacturer. So, isn't that fascinating? That's fascinating. July 25th, Pfizer and BioNTech announced that their Omicron-adapted vaccine candidates showed high immune response against Omicron. Again, I don't know how you're testing for this stuff, considering the fact that you don't have the cells.
At all.
Anyway, there's also hope for tackling new subvariants. Quote, preliminary laboratory studies demonstrate both Omicron-adapted candidates neutralize Omicron BA.4 and BA.5, though to a lesser extent than they do for BA.1.
Mm-hmm.
Company said that as they continue to, quote, collect additional study data on Omicron BA.4/BA.5.
All right, so they don't have information on it.
BioNTech is reporting a Q2 earnings of Monday, August 8th before the bell.
Uh-huh.
Or will be reporting it.
How much?
Previously, management said to expect the BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine revenue came out to between 13 billion euro and 17 billion euro.
It's close enough.
Isn't that the euro?
No,
I think that is
not the euro.
Are you sure?
Well,
No, I think that's euro.
is that euro? That probably is euro. You know what? I'll see.
Because it's not the pound. I know that.
Euro symbol.
I just want to be accurate.
You're probably right.
you know.
Yeah, that's it. It is euro.
I thought so.
You're right.
Because it's like a goofy looking E.
It's like an E with two.
Last month, SVB Securities and analyst Diana Gainsbach.
Graysbach.
That's what I said. Graysbach. Upgraded biotech from market perform to outperform. Her price tag target of $233 on the share implies a potential upside of 28%. And this thing goes on and on and on and on.
Ho, ho, ho.
What?
Ho.
Oh, what?
Ho.
What? Can I help you, sir? Do you got something you need to say?
28% uptick in share prices.
Yeah.
$13 to $17 billion.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where your confusion is at exactly.
I thought this was a virus in like a global
it is.
global pandemic.
It is, but they're only
so
worried.
why are they making
See, they're only worried about
money?
They're only worried about the money. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Oh, well, now that you explain it that way.
Right. And you know what I'm saying? It's that simple.
Okay.
Keeps it easy.
That's fine.
The point of all this is they go through and they say, well, they're paying fair shares and doing all this stuff. It's funny how that's an issue.
Right.
Which I didn't send this to you.
You should have.
I should have. Actually, I could do it real quick just so we could throw it up there.
Yeah.
So here's a thing.
A thing.
They broke down the whole Inflation Reduction Act.
Oh, they did.
Excuse me. Yeah, they did. They did. They broke it down and yeah, and they all these things they've been saying has been, oh, don't worry, guys.
We got this.
The lower class isn't paying anything. We're going to make the upper class pay their fair share. Bear in mind, we just went through, companies making billions of dollars, and it's not
off of everybody's misery.
It's not an issue at all.
No. So this is aggregate additional tax collections, billions of dollars, 2023 to 2031, adjusted gross income.
Right.
Who will pay taxes?
Let's see. Everybody. Let's see. The less than $75,000 a year will get an increase of 26.5%.
That's $135.
Yeah. If you make $75,000 to $100,000 or $200,000 a year, it's an increase of 29.6% to $151.8.
Oh.
$2 million or $200,000 to $1 million is only an increase of 24.1%.
Wait, sorry, what?
Yeah, it's only 24.
That's not.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's
So
kinda,
you're saying that the highest increase of percentages is okay? Continue on. Go ahead.
well, now we're into the million plus. Now this is the big ones. Now this is where they really get stuck, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like you're expecting big.
You know, like I know that everybody that makes millions of dollars and more, they have to pay their fair share.
Right.
They have to pay.
Right.
And the Democrats are going to make them pay their fair share.
Right. They're paying 19.8%
More.
up at 1.1 or 101.6.
That's it. $101. $101.
Yeah. Yep.
They're only going to pay an additional $101.
That's it.
Now, people that make less than $75,000, if they have a family, obviously they get kickbacks and everything else. But if they're single,
To a degree.
yeah. But if they're single,
degree.
yeah. But if they're single, or they don't have any dependents that they can claim out,
You're boned.
you're boned, and you get an additional $135 taken away from the federal government. That's not mentioning state.
Don't get me started on state. I still got to find a lawyer for that junk.
Ooh, buddy. And then so middle class, 75 to 200,000. That's middle class.
Yeah.
That's your middle class.
Well,
this is
middle
the
to
breakdown.
upper, but yeah.
No. That's middle class.
I say middle
That's
to
middle
upper.
class. Look, every house in this in the area now, not in my area, but in the areas that we go through are at least $300,000.
Yeah, that's middle class. But just because it's a $300,000 house doesn't mean that
They should make at least 200
Yeah, but they don't.
to get that. They should make at least 200 as a family.
Bet you they don't.
I know they don't, but that's the point. That's why they're in massive debt.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Anyway, so they have to pay extra more than the people that make less than $75,000. They have to pay 29% more,
Right.
an increase of
Right.
29%. And then 200 and above. So 200,000 above, you'd see a drastic decrease in pricing.
Yeah, you pay even less than what the less than 70 or 75,000 a year and less pay.
Okay, all right. So
and it just goes down from there.
goes
So,
down,
but thank God that
thank
all
God
these
those
big
Democrats,
companies, woof,
thank God those Democrats are just they're kicking it, man.
they're taking care of the little guy.
Yep, they're taking care of the little guy, and they are burning down the man.
Yep. James over on Twitter, they're showing a record profits on a vaccine that has been given away for free.
Oh, that's not the truth. It hasn't been given away for free. Our tax dollars paid for it.
We know that. He knows that. It's called tongue in cheek.
Right, I get it, but
It's called sarcasm.
I want to make sure that we're crystal clear with all of this.
Yeah.
Our tax dollars paid for much of that.
Yep. And the only kickback that you actually got was that, what, $2,800 or whatever for
Whatever it was. It was
the stimulus last year.
all right, and then like the little kickback for the COVID.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's all you got. That was your kickback. You put that in there and then you still had to claim it on taxes, which means you lost other stuff, which that all paid for all of it that way.
Right. Which I did lose. I lost like $4,000 out of that.
Yep.
That was not good.
Uh-huh.
So on a lighter note, former Nickelodeon star Jeanette McCurdy,
I know her.
claimed that the children's cable network decided to offer her $300,000.
For what? She's not actually a child actor anymore.
You're right.
She's like in her
She's-
mid-20s?
Early 20s, I think. No, she's 18.
No, she's not.
No. When the things was happening, it was 18 years old. But no, so
Yeah, she's in her
mid
20s.
mid to early 20s. Yeah. They've offered her $300,000.
Again, for what?
Hush money.
For what? Was she a Weinstein kid?
McCurdy was a Nickelodeon standout actress from 2007 to 2014 when she was a star of massively successful iCarly.
iCarly.
The TV show, and then Sam and Cat during that time. McCurdy said that she was the victim of alleged abusers
Allegedly.
that she only referred to as the creator.
I don't mean to laugh because I shouldn't be laughing because that's not funny. But the creator. Okay.
McCurdy asserted that the creator pressured her to drink alcohol when she was only 18 years old. In her upcoming memoir, McCurdy wrote that the creator was mean-spirited, controlling, and terrifying, and prone to make, quote, grown men and women cry with insults and degradation.
Hold on.
What? Do you need a picture of her?
No, I know what she looks like.
She's iCarly.
I know that. Here, I want to check something here
Okay.
because how old is this heifer? She's 30.
Now?
She was born in 92. She's 30.
I can't believe she's 30.
She's 30. She's writing a memoir at 30?
Yep.
Shut up.
Well, okay.
No. Memoir.
Stop.
Memoir.
No. Hold on.
Means it's a derivative of memory. It's to pull back
Yeah.
your life's thing. It's kind of what you do at the end of one's life.
Okay, I got you. But
Is the creator going to kill her? Is that what's about to happen?
It sounds like more of a hit piece than a memoir. Let's put it that way.
That's sure as hell what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, in her upcoming memoir. McCurdy accused the creator of giving unsolicited and inappropriate shoulder massages.
And don't worry, this whole book and her will be on with I had her name and I lost it. Never mind. The joke's not funny no more.
Never mind. Quote,
Barbara Walters.
Hey.
Daggone it.
Baba Wawa.
Yeah, she's got to be on there with Barbara Walters.
Yeah, she said, quote, my shoulders do have a lot of knots in them, but I don't want the creator to be the one rubbing them out. I want to say something, to tell him to stop, but I'm so scared of offending him.
No. Here's the deal. You're afraid of losing your job. Period. That's it.
You were at the time
That's all it is. You're afraid
of losing the job.
of losing your job.
And at the time, you were in your teen 20s.
That's
You were
all.
in your 20s at the time.
You wanted to keep the job because the money was good, it was easy.
18
you were acting.
You were between you were in your late teens to early 20s at the time.
Right. Mm-hmm. You're gonna sit here, and the only reason you wanted to have, the job and the fame and the money and all that jazz and everything else.
Okay.
That's what you wanted. That's what you were afraid of. You were afraid of losing that. You weren't afraid of pissing him off.
Well, I don't know. Some people come off that way that you can.
But no, because if she'd have said something earlier, what would have happened? What does everybody say? Well, she probably would have lost her job. He would have made sure she didn't have anything. Blah blah blah. Right or wrong?
Yeah,
right or
true.
wrong?
No.
You can't say you're afraid of him. You were afraid ultimately of losing the job. That's what it was. Now, granted, he may be able to have made that happen.
Right. He may have been able to blackball you.
But that's it.
Right. She continues on saying that she claiming that she was photographed in a bikini during a wardrobe fitting. Childhood actress accused Nickelodeon of offering her $300,000 in hush money. Quote, when Sam and Cat was canceled, her agent informed her that Nickelodeon was offering her $300,000, which she should, quote, think of it as a thank you gift.
A thank you gift.
A thank you gift.
Really?
She said one of her managers told her, quote, they're giving you $300,000. And the only thing they want you to do is never talk publicly about your experiences at Nickelodeon.
Sure. I mean, if it's not in writing, if you didn't make an agreement and they hand you the money like that anyway,
Then whatever.
then whatever. That's the way I
Take the
figured.
money and then go talk about it.
Oh, take the money and run.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, all this is in her book that she's writing out, so it's making a huge stink about things. I can see this happening.
Probably.
I can see it happening. So, I can't say it didn't happen.
No, I didn't say it didn't happen. But what I'm saying is like, this is just,
Yeah.
whatever.
And finally, a Georgia couple has been arrested for using their two adopted children to make child pornography.
Oh, good. Good. That's the entrepreneurial spirit we like to see in America.
That's right. Around 4 p.m. on July 27th, detectives of the Criminal Investigation Division of the Walton County Sheriff's Office raided the home in Loganville, a town about 35 miles northeast of Atlanta.
Okay.
The officers had received tips.
Of what? Oh, about the child porn. Sorry.
That a man at the residence was downloading child sexual abuse material. CSAM. And obtained a search warrant.
How do you?
I don't know.
That's the weird.
I don't know. I don't know how it's tracked. Okay?
That's weird.
I don't know how it's tracked. I just know it is. Well, during the subsequent interview with the suspect, it was discovered that he was in fact receiving and collecting that said material, and that the secondary suspect lived down the street.
Wow.
In the same county. Let's put it.
Oh, just down the road.
Yeah, detectives were told that the secondary suspect was producing homemade child sex abuse material with at least one child who lived in the home with the perpetrator.
What a douche.
Yeah. Approximately 11:30 p.m. the next day, the police officers executed a search warrant of the home nearby the town of Oxford, Georgia. Not here in North Carolina. During the search of the home, police officers discovered that the two adults, who were both male, who lived at the residence, were, quote, engaging in sexually abusive acts and then video documenting the abuses.
Well, that's not quite appropriate.
So,
So we're clear.
So two gay gentlemen giving bad names to gay men.
Right.
Like, I know we talked about slippery slopes and all the rest of it, but honestly, dude, honestly, you are literally making an argument for the side that says homosexuality is grooming young boys.
Yeah.
You can't disprove it now.
No.
Because we have more evidence now. This was a gay couple with 2 children using them in sex
Yep.
and then filming it and sending the porn to other people.
Yeah.
How
mean,
can you
it's-
how can you dispute it?
Yeah. Now we can honestly say it's not everyone,
Not everyone, no.
and it's not all of them. But is it as
NAMBLA doesn't help.
I was gonna say, but as the left likes to say, isn't one too many?
Right. If we can save one child,
If we could,
just one child.
right? If we could just do it once, then
I
Isn't
don't
it worth
care.
it?
I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Keep it in your home and stay away from children. That's all I care about. That's it.
Yep.
And that's the end of the show. So for everybody else, go to our website, doashow.com. Become a Defender with us. You can see the second hour. Plus, you get a free T-shirt on it. For all y'all out there, bye.
be.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding. Barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under. But now it's your turn to face the fire.
James over there. When will they declare World War III and draft all of us just to make us get the shot?
Oh, it's funny you say that because that might be a little bit more of a reality than you think there, buddy boy.
So, I mean, I can't really read these. This is not the best picture.
We'll find another.
From the Project Veritas.
Google it, look it up.
I'll
real
look
quick
it up.
then.
You know. Yeah, I'll look it up.
I did the best I could.
All right. Well, let
Dear
me-
God, what do you want from me?
Okay. All right. I'm going to look it up and see if I can figure it out. But the Project Veritas has sent out some stuff about the militia violent extremists line from the FBI.
Right, which is a creepy thing to say out loud, isn't it? I mean,
because
well, I just no, you didn't even have to do it that way. FBI. That's the way I did it. Was Project Veritas FBI, and there you go.
FBI.
Boom. And you scroll to images. And you should see it scrolled in there somewhere. That's where I found them.
Somewhere
over the rainbow.
It's really not a great view file.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not a great file. No, it's same blur.
That's the place I probably got it from. I need to find it somewhere else.
Same blur.
I don't know. I'm just telling you that's how I found it.
All right, well, let's see if I can't go. That's a vidya. I don't need vidya.
There's a land I dream of, once you brought by.
Right. Anyway.
I've tried finding better. I really did.
This is
Stupid.
Not good. It's not good. Nope. Can't find it. Nope, it's not here. It's not here. All right, whatever. I mean, I can barely read it, so I'm just not going to show it to you guys because it's just not there. Anyway, so Project Veritas sent out this thing, and it's images. Images that we'd all get. Images like the Boogaloo flag.
Well, you can put the initial picture up. They'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I can do something like this here and probably get you guys some images. Get you some images.
Let me see what I can find, because baby, I can find something else.
So, just some ideas for you guys. So you got the Boogaloo, right, or the Boogaloo, whatever that is. It's a flag of some sort. The Punisher skull. So now the Punisher is a militant extremist.
Well, because it's military
and it's Punisher. Anything with 2A related.
Anything
Second Amendment related. That's done. The symbol for electrical resistance.
Yeah, it's
for electrical resistance.
It's electric.
Boogie woogie woogie.
Woogie woogie.
That's the electric boogaloo right there. Anarcho-capitalism flag. It's the yellow and
It's yellow and black. I've never seen it before, but
never have I ever seen it in my life. Warrior culture.
Yeah,
anything with the Spartan helmet.
Yeah, which is great for everyone who actually does like the Spartan challenges and things like that.
Like Moen Abe.
That's
on there.
That's another one. Actually, that's the next one.
Come and take it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Just a black flag. Just black. Solid black flag.
Yeah.
Of course, that's racist.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Is it though?
And those are symbols. Those are your symbols. Now there are some commonly referenced historical imagery as well in quotes.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like the Gadsden flag.
right.
The "Don't Tread on Me."
Right.
That is A+ rated
By the Better Business Bureau.
by the Better Business Bureau as being a sign that you
Or a douche.
are a militant.
Yep. The Gadsden. I just want to go back to the Gadsden flag. I'm just hanging there for just a moment. You realize that a lot of states,
Have a Gadsden flag.
as an option
Yep.
for their license plate,
Yep.
namely Virginia,
Yep.
is the one I can think of for sure because we see a lot of those.
Yep.
But almost any state can get it.
Uh-huh.
It's a bit unfair, right? Don't you think? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
can you imagine how many people just get it, and then all of a sudden now that the FBI is now watching them?
Right.
Not for nothing, I have to admit, I'm stealing some of this stuff from Ted Cruz because Ted Cruz made a very big stink about this
He really did.
yesterday. Because apparently the Mauna Loa up there,
Moanabe, yeah.
the one with the cannon,
Yeah.
the Gadsden cannon,
yeah,
as
yeah,
it's called,
Right, yeah.
he has that on the back of his boots.
Oh, nice.
So in the middle of chewing everyone's asses in Congress or whatever, or at the FBI, he pulled his boot off and set it up on top of the desk,
Nice.
off his foot. Which God bless him.
He
And
took
it
his
showed it
boots
right
off,
there.
huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
I feel hopefully
Feel bad for everybody else.
right.
Jeez. Also, any Revolutionary War imagery, any militiamen, anything,
Oh, good.
anything.
Good.
The Liberty Tree,
That sometimes
famous elm tree,
needs to be watered
Boston. You
by
know,
the blood of tyrants.
right? And then the Betsy
On
Ross,
occasion.
and then the Betsy Ross flag.
And again,
So-
I'm gonna steal, in case you haven't heard it, I'm gonna steal some of Ted Cruz's thunder.
Sure.
He realized that President Obama was inaugurated under two of those flags.
Yep.
Biden was inaugurated under at least one of those flags.
Yep.
Like the presidents get inaugurated under those flags. Now suddenly it's a bad thing.
Yep.
And this just goes into the other thing. There's other symbols of militia networks that they look very carefully at. The 3 percenters.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
I have too, and it's one of those you do have to be a little bit careful about. That's when you start crossing into the like the Proud Boys, the
Things like that.
the ones who
They will actually step foot and start doing some stuff.
they'll
just
actually
because-
back it up, but a little bit too quickly, I think.
Yeah, there's a time to back it out, but you just
Yeah.
not that fast, guys.
Yeah,
Not
American
that fast.
contingency.
Oh, whoa.
Mainstream militia nationwide, mostly online activity, low history of violence.
That's because they don't have a lot of violence. It's not a violent organization.
Because they're keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that?
Lightfoot militia.
Lightfoot militia.
Right.
Self-described, decentralized organization of local country-based militia units.
Right.
And finally, Oath Keepers.
Which I have definitely heard of them.
I don't think I have.
I have definitely heard of them.
That's apparently they're an
And
issue
there's
right
well,
there.
yeah.
Any events you're never to remember Ruby Ridge
Or Waco,
or Waco.
right? Okay.
Anybody who makes reference to that anywhere,
Waco.
says anything about that
Waco.
anywhere,
Uh-huh.
you're not supposed. You need to, as an
Need to
FBI
tone it
agent,
down.
need to keep an eye on it
Yeah.
because
Got to tone it down, guys. Got to tone
Timothy
it down.
McVeigh,
Right. Any comments about him?
the Crusaders,
Oh, okay.
and
Wait, which ones?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Kansas City, Garden City. Oh, the people that were attacking
Well,
the
the Muslim
Somalis and
immigrants.
Muslim. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
That's not great.
Well, no, and I agree. That's
Not great. That's not great.
that's not well behaved manners.
Yeah.
Stephen Carmelo.
Who is that?
I don't know. 2 ambush-style attacks of alleged MVE occurred against security personnel, law enforcement officer, and killed.
Okay.
And
what?
3 injured.
Hold on.
I don't know. He got
okay.
killed.
Hold on. No. Hold on. Whoa.
Timothy McVeigh. Let's just stop there.
That's
Who-
a criminal. It's just a
He's
criminal.
a criminal. Why anybody holds up somebody like Timothy McVeigh is beyond me. Now I
He
understand.
killed
that,
168 people.
because he bombed the Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah. Why would anybody look at him and say that's a symbol for revolution?
Because it was a government building. That was the whole point of it. It was a government building, and he blew it up. And so it's like a getting at the man, which, whatever.
Sure, no.
You're an idiot, but okay.
Did they attack you personally?
That's where I was going to go with. Like, it's different if you were
Did they attack you first?
Like,
did everybody in that building attack you?
right. Joey Lynn Massaros, and her, and Rob, and that family.
Right.
That's different. They haul off and go do something. I'll back them 100%. Why? Because they were hit first. They were attacked first. They were smeared first. I back them every single time.
Now, if they do something crazy,
Nope, I'll still back them. Because you have to back a guy with a mustache like Rob's got. You have to.
that is true.
If you
His
don't,
mustache is amazing.
he's the only guy in Texas with a mustache that actually has 2 6 guns of his own.
If it wasn't copywritten, I'd call him Yosemite Sam.
No, he's actually nice. Yosemite Sam's a douche.
Rootinest, tootinest,
Yeah, but still.
gun shootinest.
Yeah, but it's still. He's nicer.
It's true. He's very nice. He's a
way
very nice
nicer.
man. He's a very nice man. Speaking of guns, though, Marshall, North Carolina.
Marshall.
You know Marshall, North Carolina?
I do, actually.
Is it out in the Asheville area?
No.
Out in that mountainous area?
It is out in the mountainous area.
Mm-hmm.
Up
Up in that area.
Out in the Appalachians.
So,
Because we are Marshall.
with the shootings of Uvalde, I'm doing it on purpose.
I know. I'm just telling you.
I'm doing it on purpose to mess with you.
Damn it. Anyway, go ahead. No, go ahead.
With the shootings of that town in Texas.
Where the police department didn't do anything. Yeah, got
Not
it.
just didn't do anything, held back their other police department members
From doing anything.
for 45 minutes while everybody died. Yeah,
Yep. No,
that
I
one.
remember.
That one. Yeah. In response to that,
Okay.
the school system in Marshall, North Carolina, and officials in the Madison County sheriffs have placed semi-automatic AR-15 rifles locked up in the school.
Good.
In a special place.
Good. That, my friend, is fan-damn-tastic.
They put that in 6 of the county's schools, Madison County.
Nice.
Each of them will all the guns are locked in safes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, completely safe, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. North Carolina school districts and sheriff's office are collaborating to enhance security.
Good.
After the Uvalde shooting revealed systematic failures and egregiously poor decision-making, resulting in more than an hour of chaos before the gunman was finally confronted and killed by law enforcement.
Good.
So just in case there are other pansy-ass bitches in the police department that can't handle one active shooter and decide to let a ton of people die for an hour, the school system and the sheriff department have come up with an idea. Hey, why don't we just allow the schools to arm themselves?
Why not? That's what they should have been doing.
In the first place.
Yes. Have people willing and trained to be able to handle those things, and otherwise they stay locked up, put away, and nobody touches it.
Because once again, when something occurs and you are there, who is the first responder?
That would be you.
Yeah. Always you.
Always you.
Yes, you can make this world seem bright. No, you are always the first responder. Police, firefighters, ambulance, all of that are tertiary. They're tertiary.
Yeah.
They're not secondary. They're tertiary.
They are your backup.
They're your backup's backup.
Yeah.
And by your backup, I mean everybody else around you.
Right.
You are the first responder. Everybody around you is your backup. If you guys can't handle it, then you have a tertiary supply of people that may be there in about 30 minutes.
Yup.
Okay?
Just saying.
So it doesn't go that way. Okay? That's not how it goes. You cannot rely on the police department to stop an active situation. Because active situations usually last within a span of minutes, not hours, like Uvalde.
I mean, just
Where literally the cops allowed it to keep going for over an hour. No, it doesn't normally happen like that. It's within 5 minutes, okay? Yep. It's a 5-minute thing. They don't normally take hostages. They don't normally do all that. They go in, they shoot up the place as best as they can. They kill as many people as they can. They injure the rest as best as they can, and then they get out.
Or
somebody else kills them.
Then they let the cops come and kill them.
And then they let the cops come and kill them or whatever else.
Yep.
Okay? It's not... You don't have a situation to where the cops are always your first responder. There's never that situation. Unless the cops are being attacked by somebody else.
It's just insane. I love this idea. Yep. I mean, because here's the deal. We've been doing gun-free zones for so long. We've been doing it everyone else's way like that for so long.
And it doesn't work.
And look at what's happened.
It doesn't work.
What is wrong with trying?
Right.
What's wrong with trying?
Something
else.
Something new.
Like, no, the definition of insanity is
actually something old.
Yeah, but you're right. But then also the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Mm-hmm. We've been doing gun-free zones for 20 years.
Yeah.
No.
More.
Almost 30 years, over 30 years since Columbine.
At least that was the 90s?
Yeah, like 92?
Yeah, it was 91, early 90s.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Point is, it's been a very long time.
It's been at least 30 years. No. Gun-free zones in schools were before Columbine.
No, they weren't, were they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
You sure?
They started in the late 70s.
Oh, well, maybe they did. I don't know. All I know is point is, it's been a while.
Well, let's say in the 60s and early 70s and back, you were able to go to rifling practice.
Right. You brought it to school. And I know in a lot of schools around here being backwoods and junk, you would have a gun in your truck. Mm-hmm. You'd go, because usually you came to school.
Hung up in the back window.
Yeah, because you came to school from the hunting field.
Yeah, you did.
You came from the stand to school.
Because it was early enough to go out.
Yeah, and you were a senior, you can get away with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Only some people. Not everybody.
Nowadays, no.
Same.
Clearly, you weren't a senior.
No, I was a senior.
I
didn't have a truck.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
I didn't have a truck. Couldn't do that.
I'm just saying.
But anyway, yeah. So it was one of those situations. So, no. Mm-hmm. We're doing something old again. Thank you. Thank you to those people in North Carolina. Thank you so much.
And Marshall.
And the Marshalls and all the rest of it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because...
at least somebody in this damn place is...
you're starting to catch on again.
Waking up. And that's nice.
Before you go. Now, I have to read this to you.
Why?
Because if you read this, you're going to break apart.
What else is new? What else is new? That's what
After almost 2.5 grueling years of shutdowns, restrictions, staff shortages, and rising prices and ingredients, local brewers are now having to contend with yet another threat to their business model.
Mm-hmm. What would that be?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I think...
you sure?
There might be... don't tell me there's no yeast.
No, it's not yeast.
Because they don't have...
No, we still have bread, so we have yeast.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. It's more important, on the grand scale. Almost, of course, thanks to certain allergies and
right,
gluten, all that jazz. But still, more people eat bread than they do drink beer. So
I don't agree with that at all. Not with what I've seen. Anyway,
lying liar who lies.
Right.
Anyway,
I don't agree. Beer is just liquid bread. That's
true.
That's what I've heard.
True.
No, it's apparently the limited supply of carbon dioxide.
Carbon what?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
Dioxide.
You mean the stuff that
we breathe out?
We breathe out.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. There's a limited supply of carbon dioxide.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I can't.
Carbon dioxide.
I'm finding it really hard to understand this. You keep saying these words.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they mean what you think they mean.
Well, they don't.
Somebody doesn't.
Somebody does. Yeah, see, apparently carbon dioxide is essentially the compound of a crisp beer experience. CO2 gives a bubbly, foamy appearance and taste and is important to transmitting the beers through the taps and the canning lines.
No, so it doesn't sound right. Something is wrong.
Bob Pease,
Does he really? That's good for him.
the president and CEO of the Brewers Association, says that warm and flat is not where it's at.
Well, with a name like Pease.
That can rhyme. He also says it's a key ingredient. You have to have it.
I have a question for you, Mr. Pease.
Yep. And carrots.
Do you have people who work in your facility? People. Human beings.
Just anybody?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not automatic. It's not by...
No, this is definitely not an
There's no
automatic thing.
animatronics or nothing.
No,
There's no robots. There's no.
no.
It's a lot of it's done by people.
It
There are
has to be, yeah.
human beings
Right.
walking about.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So I have a question.
Okay.
You can't have them like breathe over a...
So it's the CO2 in the liquids, right?
Again, so you give somebody a straw and have them blow in the bubbles. Right. Like
Obviously that wouldn't work, and it would relay a flavor into it from somebody's breath, so that would be bad.
if you don't have any regular CO2.
Well, here's the thing. So there are many ways to
Like,
get...
come on.
There are many ways to get CO2.
Okay.
There are many ways to get it released. Technically, yeast helps release CO2.
It does? Yeah. Really? That's fantastic.
It's one of those things when the yeast eats, one of the byproducts of the yeast eating the sugars is alcohol, another one is CO2. Anyway.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
They just want additional CO2.
Well, people in hell want ice water.
Also, by the way, did you know that for, I don't know, thousands of years, they didn't have cold, bubbly beer?
It's called mead.
No, it's just beer. Just regular beer. They did a beer.
Yeah, but I'm saying it was also mead.
Yeah. And then you also have, you know, the stuff that's in Europe.
Uh-huh.
It's all served hot. Room temperature out of the tap.
Why would you do that?
Because they don't
What is wrong with
They
you?
don't do cold beer.
Yeah, well, they don't do a whole lot of nothing.
Beer is just liquid to them. That's it's not. It's got
That's
nothing else. It's just liquid.
disgusting.
Right.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. See, places like Night Shift Brewing in Everett, Massachusetts, near Boston, they've already announced that they are suspending their operations and laying off personnel because of CO2 shortage. Last week, quote, we learned that our CO2 supply has been cut for the unforeseeable future. Possibly more than a year until we get more.
Jesus. That's just
So they have a supplier for CO2.
whatever.
Well,
CO2. Again,
yep. We breathe it out.
I'm sure there's a way that you can get it other than
There's
whatever stupid way you're doing it.
There is a way to collect and compress CO2 from the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of it.
There's enough.
And if you can't get it, then guess what? I guess you just don't be making beer.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're just not going to make it.
Boo-hoo.
And apparently the only people that can get it are the big distributors.
Boo-hoo.
Because the shortage.
So stupid.
But I mean,
shortage my left
you
foot.
can make semi-carbonated things.
Okay.
Or what looks like carbonation. You know, you
Yeah.
can make that.
You could.
Just through regular fermentation. You still get a little bubbly. It's just not as much.
Everyone likes a little bubbly.
The regular fermentation process releases the CO2 and the bubbles and all the rest of it. You get it in there. And if you have it under compressed...
said.
Yeah. You got to get it in there. What I got, you got to get it, put it in you.
Got to get it good.
If you compress it and you contain it and you keep it bottled,
Right?
it works.
That's what she said.
The biggest problem is they do pot stills and the giant things.
Stuff.
This is Defenders Live.
I mean, it's still not the worst, but
No, it absolutely is. No. It compared. Oh, yes, it is. And I can give you a laundry list of reasons as to why.
yeah, I know. But I'm saying,
It.
it could be so much worse. All right.
Sorry, I just flipped through a phone book or something and look for something
go
else.
through that, yeah.
Anyway.
Anywho's in. So,
Yes. I gave you everything I had. I'm tapped out.
you're tapped out? All right. I guess it's all me then at this point. So, on the 7th.
Excuse me.
Yesterday. Mm-hmm. Senate passed.
I thought today was the 7th.
No, today's the 8th.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it is the 8th. I'll be damned.
August the 8th it is.
Living in the past.
Yeah, you are. So, yesterday on the 7th, the U.S.
On the Sabbath, what?
7th. On a Sunday.
Which was the Sabbath.
Right. On a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't the Sabbath.
Sabbath is Saturday.
That's right. That's sábado.
I know. No. Anyway, on Sunday. What happened Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday.
The U.S. Senate passed the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022.
On Sunday.
On Sunday.
Sunday. Mm-hmm. They don't work and do anything else, but by God, they were there on Sunday.
Yep, which is a repackaged version of their original $3.5 trillion Build Back Better bill. An estimated cost of $740 billion.
Oh, at least they cut corners.
Right. They cut some fat.
They saved us some money.
Right.
I can be okay with that.
According to the White House climate advisor,
Oh, for God's sake.
Gina McCarthy, quote, "This is an absolute historic investment in the climate change."
Says the lady who's guaranteed a job now because of this.
Yes.
Of course you're going to say that because it works in your favor, you
Right.
twat waffle.
Vice President Kamala Harris, camel toe herself, had to get down on her knees and break the tie.
And she did fantastically.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Everyone was totes impressed.
Totes my goats. Final vote fell in the party lines of 50-50.
Of course it did, which is a shame.
The bill was supported by previous holdouts like the Joe Manchins and the Kristen Cinemas. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky. Why did I say Texas? Something else going on in my head.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it is.
Mitch McConnell of Kentucky said, quote, "He made a terrible deal." How can he defend this from a West Virginia point of view? Or think of it as a centrist kind of agreement? It's astonishing. I don't care. I don't care about you guys.
No, McConnell, I just want to throw this out there to you. How do you have the right to talk about anybody on that side?
Turtle Man.
You're from Kentucky, not from West Virginia. You may think you understand what goes on over there, but you don't.
You don't.
Shut up.
Right. Also,
that's part of y'all's problem is every one of you think that you know better than everybody else and that you know what's going on in other people's states and you don't know your
Jack.
ass from a hole in the ground.
right. You all think that everything that happens in your state is the same thing that happens in every
Right.
other state. And also, whatever happens in your state is the most needed thing to ever, which
And you're
isn't,
wrong.
isn't true.
Every one of you are wrong.
all of you are wrong. Every single one.
Anyway.
Also, Turtle Man, you can't stand on any of this. You're just like him.
Yeah, don't start with it. Yeah, don't be trying to take this.
You're just like him. You can't stand.
I have some moral high
There's
ground.
no
Go
moral
shut
high
up.
ground here. You can't. Nope. Sorry. Nope.
Take a long walk off a short pier.
The alleged aim of the bill is to lower prescription drug costs.
Right.
That's the alleged.
alleged.
Allegedly.
To help pay for health insurance and invest in addressing so-called climate change.
Oh, God, climate change.
So this is a drug, health insurance, climate change bill.
Yes. Covers everything.
Omnibus anybody. The bill assigns nearly $400 billion
Yay.
for green initiatives.
Define a green initiative.
Tax credits for buying electric vehicles as well as manufacturers of wind turbines.
Oh, tax credits.
Yeah, tax credits. So
Tax credits.
yeah, things that don't actually get put into place unless you use them.
Wow. That's interesting.
Caps out-of-pocket drug costs for seniors and Medicare to $2,000 a year.
Huh.
so they don't have to pay any more than $2,000 a year out of pocket.
That's interesting.
And then extends the expiring Obamacare subsidies. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of Obamacare. Can you just?
No, here's the
we've
deal.
we've already deemed it as unnecessary.
No, it is unnecessary. But here's the problem. It's been in long enough. It's up there with
now they're
Medicare
gonna
and
keep
Medicaid.
it.
It's done.
Now
You're
they're gonna
never
keep
going to get rid of
It's
it.
always gonna be there.
It's always going to be there.
Yep, and it's going to continue to be called Obamacare, no matter what the actual name is.
You are never going to get rid of it. You just might as well just accept it.
Yep.
And move on.
I'm pretty sure Obama really likes the fact that that's what it's called.
Yeah.
McConnell defended his Senate Republicans' opposition to the proposed drug price provision, suggesting that they, quote, were socialist price controls.
You don't say.
How about this? Mitch McConnell, here's an easier one. Separate the bills and we will vote for it.
See, that makes too much sense.
Make it single item issues.
No, because then
Single item.
Then, if you did something like that, then that would mean that there might not be as much of a chance of corruption and whatnot on both sides of the aisle.
Right. There wouldn't be as much fluff. Not as much pork, as they say.
Right, and that means these guys wouldn't be able to pay back the people who helped pay to get their way into the elections.
And how did you get this in? Yeah. Quote, the act also includes a provision that 15% minimum tax will be imposed on corporate profits of $1 billion or more in a year.
Oh, good. Good. That's nice. Because why not, right?
Although, Kristen Sinema, John Ossoff,
John Ossoff?
John
John Hassenpfeffer.
right, Raphael Warnock, remember that guy? Catherine Cortez, Musto, Maggie Hassan, Mark Kelly, and Jack Rosen joined Republicans in exempting certain firms from and private equity backings from this tax.
Yeah.
So it's
And tell me again that there's no
certain
corruption
people
going
are getting a tax break
See,
while they're imposing
a tax hike.
tax hike on a very specific number.
Yeah. And again, it joined Republicans. Here, that's the problem.
When
Both sides are evil.
Exactly.
Both sides are corrupt.
Yep.
Both sides are stealing and robbing us blind. And we just sit here and go, no, it's not our guy.
Yes, it is your guy. It is your guy. It's always your guy. It's always their guy. It's always all of them. This is WWE. This is WCW. This is the WWF.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. It's
a show. It's a dog and pony show.
All soap opera.
Yep.
That's all you see. All politics is a soap opera.
Why is that? Because you and us, we'll be on that one too.
Okay.
We, the people, are not doing our job. We are not holding these people accountable. We're not monitoring who we're trying to elect. We're not getting rid of the people who we find out have lied to us. We're not being the responsible people that we are supposed to be.
We're not being the arbiters of those who are supposed to be not even administrators, servants.
Yeah, we're not.
Public servants.
We are not holding the republic that was given to us.
Right, and that's why we're losing it.
Yep. So I'm just whatever.
So put it this way:
Enjoy.
the Republicans are spending tons and tons and tons and tons of more money,
Tons and tons.
along with the Democrats. Democrats voted for it. The Republicans so-called didn't, but
Allegedly.
whatever. It's not a big deal. Oh, by the way, the Democrats also adopted a policy for this vote,
They did.
specifically.
Just for this vote? Mm-hmm. Just this one.
Yep.
That they won't do it for nothing else.
Nope.
It was so important they did it on a Sunday and
Yep.
they adjusted
They adjusted policy.
policy. I'll be damned. What did they do?
Well, so you know that they have I didn't know this, but apparently they have a COVID policy.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to pretend to be.
Well, yeah, if they're going to pretend where you literally have to be tested before you can assemble.
Yeah, it's to pretend that they're worried and they're
Right. Right.
they're
So-
the mature ones.
So they have this policy, and the protocol is that you have to get tested before you come and vote.
Yeah,
Right?
sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the Senate, which is controlled by the Democrats, unofficially adopted a don't test, don't tell policy for the COVID-19s ahead of last weekend's marathon session.
Of course they did.
For the entire weekend.
Great.
So, not that I care. Because just like they're being hypocrites.
Of course. Of course they are. I mean, how is that a shock to anyone?
They're being hypocrites, okay?
They wanted what they wanted passed, and therefore they're going to get what they want passed.
Right. It's like, taking a photo op with your with your face mask on, then immediately throwing it off.
Yes.
The moment that everybody turns away.
It's dog and pony show. It's it's for aesthetics. It's for some reason appear to be on some weird moral high ground or something. I don't know what it is exactly.
Yep.
But it's to be above everyone else, and that's all it is. Because I promise you, these cats go back at their home, and they're not wearing masks and any of this stuff. They don't give two flying figs about any of this stuff. But by God, let's pretend. That's what this is. Let's pretend.
Right. Now, I just read to you that the description of the bill is for medicine. Okay.
Yep.
Healthcare.
Which I would still fall out under medicine, but I understand there can be a...
they're like medicine
I can
pricing specifically.
Yeah.
Healthcare. Okay. Which is stupid. And the climate.
Right. I gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You good? Tracking?
Tracking so far.
Tracking, okay.
Now remember, this is the one we also mentioned earlier as we showed you the graph in the first hour that middle class and upper middle classes are paying them more of the share, and not the lower or all the lower one for sure is not. They're getting raped the hardest.
Right.
The higher ones aren't.
The Inflation Reduction Act.
Right.
Which was passed on Sunday. Also includes a massive expansion of the IRS.
You don't say.
Yes. President Joe Biden wants to hire 80,000 new IRS agents. And of course, this is totally non-nefarious at all. Not a problem. Not like cracking down on those even billionaires and committing tax fraud or anything like that.
No, they're not going to. Like we saw the breakdown.
Yeah, they don't care.
They're not going after these millionaires because again, these millionaires, which one they are, they are millionaires. They're not going to go after themselves because those are the people that help keep them in office.
Yep.
It's to go crack down on everyone else, anyone that they don't like, anyone they don't agree with, anyone they don't believe, that doesn't believe that shares their thought process or their beliefs. So they're looking at anything. I would argue this might also kind of tie in a little bit. Again, call me Alex Jones here.
Sure.
But it sounds a little bit like when you got the FBI sitting here saying anybody who has these kind of symbols or speaks this language, you need to watch out for because they're homegrown terrorists. Then you throw in the fact that the IRS is suddenly going to try and hire 80,000 people.
Yeah, 80,000. And not only are they hiring 80,000 new people, but they also spent $700,000 for guns and ammunition.
Yeah, guess what they're coming after? They're going to try and get everyone based on, and all of it's going to be based off of charges. Oh, well, we had to get this guy because you see what happened here? He's a terrorist. He's a terrorist. He was dodging. We went after him because we found out he wasn't paying his taxes, or this tax thing was wrong, or that tax thing was wrong. Oh, conveniently, he's got a skull, or the Punisher skull on the back of his truck. He's got a Gadsden flag.
Right.
He's
whatever.
got this, that, and that thing. He's said this on Facebook.
Obviously, he's a terrorist.
He's a terrorist, so we're just going to get him.
We're going to send in the new enforcement arm of the IRS.
Yes. I'm telling you, bad things are a-coming.
In the IRS world, in the tax world, there is a thing called an ARM, an ARM. That's not what this is anymore.
No. It's not.
It's not an adjustable rate mortgage. That's not what we're talking about here.
Oh, this is more of a forceful arm.
Yeah.
And again, not adjustable rate.
No, definitely not adjustable. It's kind of the long arm of the law.
Yeah, heavy-handed lead hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it great? Welcome to the Soviet America.
But that's good news.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
Is there
There's a
good
light.
news in Soviet America?
There's a light.
Okay.
In an unexpected place.
Really? What would that be? Exactly.
Let me tell you here.
Let me tell you.
On May 14th, a conservative KABC radio show host and attorney James V. Lacey filed a lawsuit against the San Franciscos
Okay.
with the aim to prohibit the counting of votes cast by persons who are not American citizens and the San Francisco United School District elections.
Good.
That was in March.
Good. And it failed miserably. Flopped on its face like everything else
The
does in
lawsuit
California.
targeted the 2016 city ordinance, which says, which is comparable to the new Our City, Our Vote rule, which passed in December in New York. You know, where if it doesn't matter who you are, if you live here, you can vote.
Yeah, which is
Kind
dumb.
of similar to that.
Which is dumb because define live there.
Right.
You know, because all you have to have like is an address or something of equal or lesser value.
Well, like I said, it's a shining light. See, the Superior Court judge in the Californias, Richard B. Ulmer Jr.,
Okay.
he struck down said 2016 city ordinance law on July 29th.
Fantastic. That's awesome. That's a shock because it's San Francisco.
Yeah.
Never would have saw that one coming. But hey, that's awesome. I mean,
Right.
at least, you know, something is going to come out of it.
Ulmer
Allegedly.
asserted that the city ordinance, which conferred voting rights to foreign nationals, including green card holders, visa workers, refugees, and illegal aliens, was, quote, contrary to the California's Constitution and state statutes, and thus cannot stand.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
This is
good.
unconstitutional.
That's good.
Ulmer questioned the now defunct law's logic, which could have been cited to permit children under the age of 18.
Are
and
you
resident-
serious?
Yeah, to vote in elections.
Wow.
Yep. You could even be the underage and vote because
Still vote,
yeah,
huh?
man. His ruling states even had California voters ceded to the legislature their authority to define voter qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't.
But if they had, if they had,
statutes enacted by the legislature also unambiguously reserved the vote to United States citizens.
really? Well, that's interesting. It's interesting.
It's interesting. Interesting. Is anybody on the line?
No, we're
Oh, we didn't get the
we're
phone.
getting ready to
Do
wrap
you
up
have the
here in a
phone
little
line?
bit, so-
I don't have the phone line. Do you have the phone?
Yeah, no.
I got it. Is there anybody on the line? Interesting. Lacey said that, quote, this is an important case to reaffirm the core constitutional notion that voting is a privilege of citizenship and that right cannot be diluted by allowing non-citizens to vote. Funny thing.
Is it really funny? You say that. I
Funny.
don't-
That's just a little factoid here. Just kind of
something to ponder. Food for thought.
Yeah. Even in biblical times.
Mm-hmm. The times of the Bible.
Right.
Right.
You know, they had to audit families.
Did they?
Yeah. It was for two purposes: taxes and voting.
Wow.
Like Jesus was born because his family had to go and get,
Well, that's not why he was born.
well, he was born in the certain city because his family had to travel to said city
Right.
to go get counted
Right.
for their tax purposes and also voting
Right.
because they were citizens.
Because they were citizens. That's kind of what they had to do.
Right.
It's
It was back then. We had it all the way back then.
we had accountability back then.
They had
really weird.
back then, where literally you were slaves of the government,
2,000 years ago.
actual slaves of the government. But citizens still had rights, and they still had things to vote on, and they still had to pay their taxes.
But see, back then things were, held in more of an important standard than nowadays.
Right. There was Reverie.
Yeah. We didn't have to worry about, the Facebooks.
Right.
And all that other stupidness that goes on.
Somebody just False.
God bless him. Like, again, I don't.
I've got no problem with the guy. It's just,
I don't either, and I understand. Like, if you don't want to believe what I'm throwing out there at you, that's cool, dude.
Yeah.
You know, rock on. There's nothing you could do, but I'm just like,
as it currently sits in California, an estimated 3.26 million illegal aliens live there.
that's a lot.
Think about that in the next vote.
I'd rather not. But that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
The state constitution dictates in California that you have to be a legal citizen of not only the state but the country to vote.
Good. As it should.
As it should. So no, you can be a sanctuary state. Apparently, you can keep all of them. They still can't vote.
You know, let them show up. Let them come in. Let them do their thing.
And if they vote, then you throw it out.
Right. Well, I mean,
And then you fine them for voter fraud.
or at least imprison them
For voter fraud.
because that's illegal.
Very illegal. Illegal.
Against the law.
There's the illegalities.
It's called inappropriate.
You're not supposed to do that.
It's bad. Really bad. Okay. So this is interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I only read was the
headline. Yeah.
headline.
I know.
That's what's weird.
Still interesting, right?
Right, it is, actually. An 80-year-old Washington State woman has reportedly been banned from her local YMCA after she expressed extreme discomfort when a transgender staff member entered the women's locker room while young girls were undressing. So in case you didn't catch that, let me put that to you in layman's terms. An 80-year-old lady gets kicked out because she felt uncomfortable about
A man.
a man being inside the women's
girls-
locker room.
Right. Not because of her, but because there were a bunch of young girls around her.
Yeah, it was the other girls
She's
that she
too
was
old to
worried
care.
about. Yeah. Now,
She was worried about everybody
She might
else.
have felt a little impressed, actually. Be like, oh, hello. Julie Jammin, resident of Port Townsend, Washington, told the Port Townsend Free Press she was asked to leave the YMCA facilities and Mountain View pool after she demanded that a male wearing a female bathing suit be removed from the women's locker room, where she had been showering and a group of girls were changing out of their swimwear. A YMCA employee reportedly told Jammin that she was discriminating against the transgender individual and threatened to call the police on her. In response, Jammin promptly left and filed her own complaint with the police department.
Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
Now, I got you. Okay. You don't want to discriminate against a person because of the mental illness. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you give them their own
No,
rooms.
no. Okay, that's fine too. Cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. One bathroom, one person.
Well, but it's a locker room in the YMCA, so like it's going to be kind of hard to do. But
I know, but still.
you open up another locker room.
Or you open up a
That's like
locker room.
this is
transgender
solely
only.
for transgenders only, and have it be clear and understood that if you go in there and something happens, the facility, it could be YMCA, it could be
Yep.
anybody,
Nope.
is not responsible.
Yep.
Meaning, if someone goes in there and somebody gets raped on that thing, not our problem. We warned you. This is what's over there.
Right. There's men's, there's women's, and then there's the transgendered.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Right.
Enter
Okay.
at your own risk.
Now, here's the deal. If you still have your junk,
Yeah.
you
Are a man.
you are a man, no matter if you have fake boobs.
Right.
I don't even think this person had fake boobs. They just were in a bikini.
Well,
Apparently, a swimsuit, a
Of
female swimsuit
of some kind.
of some kind. Okay? If you had to tuck it, or you just didn't tuck it, you just let it right there.
If you have to tuck it before you strut it.
Right. And if you didn't, and you're in a female swimsuit,
Doesn't matter if you did or not.
I'm just saying, like, if to make it look right, if you have to tuck it, you don't belong in the women's room at all. You don't belong there at all, ever.
Yeah.
If you have a penis, you don't belong in a place where a whole bunch of people with vaginas are.
Yeah, no, I get
Where
it.
they are supposed to be able to feel safe and not bombarded with penis.
Right. Because unfortunately, thanks to social medias and everything else, there's a lot of negative stereotypes around the peni.
You know, I think
So here's what all we're saying. We're not saying that you want to be trans and think you're changing.
Go
That's
ahead,
cool.
whatever.
But how about have respect for the other people? Like you're talking about all these things that, we're triggered by this and we're triggered by that. These people, normal people, are triggered by the fact that someone is stating they're someone of the opposite sex and yet still carry around the identifying markers of
The previous.
Of the previous.
Yeah.
Okay? I have no problem. If you, like Caitlyn Jenner, I will call her Caitlyn Jenner
her.
because she has committed,
She did things.
as far as I understand,
She did the whole thing.
everything about
From what we
her-
know.
Yeah, and I'm not checked to find out, but everything about her would appear outwardly to be female.
Sure.
And that's okay. I don't have to necessarily worry about someone who has the equipment of a woman. I mean, this is not to say women don't rape women. It does happen.
Yes, it does.
But this is
You'd be less likely.
You're less likely. It's now I don't know what that would be if you walk in there with the mentality in the head of the wiring of a male. Because again, you can change the box all you want to. The inside's still, the DNA is still going to be the same.
Right.
Which still gives you the tendency. So my brain kind of makes me wonder about that. But I digress.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's
I would be a little bit, I'm like you and anybody else, would be a little bit more inclined to walk past it. Because if our brain says we're looking for a woman, here's the identifying markers of what a woman is. If you don't have those identifying markers, we're not going to register you as a woman. Doesn't matter what you think in your brain. Doesn't matter how open we are, how woke we are, how all this stuff is.
it's all science.
Exactly. And it's all perception. Now, if you get stuff removed and you've committed, then okay.
All right.
Then
Then
I
we will
still
talk.
feels a little weird, but I won't know. I'm not going to think about it because I'm not going to be walking.
It won't feel weird because we won't know.
I won't know. Right.
We won't know when this won't happen. Okay?
Right.
You may have hair growing on your face, but some women do.
I know a lot of women who do.
It's fine.
I can
Okay?
think of a couple ex-wives.
You may have a hairy back, but I've seen some gorilla ladies.
Right.
Okay? That's not the point. The point is, this is how we need to do it from now on.
Hmm.
Any sort of story that comes out here, we're going to be clinical about it.
Should.
A person that has a penis went into the room where a bunch of people with vaginas were.
Yeah. Yep.
Is
And
that
that's-
good?
and that's
is
awkward.
that good or bad?
That's awkward.
Right.
That's scary for a lot of people. Like you can't. It's just period.
Right. And apparently this person looked enough like a man where this old 80-year-old lady was naked with soap and water, saw the person walking around, it's like, do you have a penis? They said, it's none of your business. And she said, get out now.
Yeah, because that's a guy's response. That is a male's response.
Like, it's none of your business. Yes, it kind of is. Kind of is her business to know if she's going to get hurt.
Right.
Anyway,
So there you go.
that is.
That's it.
That's all there is to it.
Show's over.
Yep.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.